Hey guys, Greg here with the Bullet Hole. Today I was going to respond to a question that was asked on YouTube, so I'm going to read it out loud. I'm going to leave the user's name out of it. I made a video the other day, shouldn't say the other day, a couple months ago about handgun basics and identifying the actions of different guns and what have you. So I had a really good comment or question that I want to cover. So it says, Greg, thanks for the very informative post. Could you take it a step further on the basics and post about identifying in what state the gun is in? In particular, how do you know just by looking at it whether double action or internal striker fired like a Glock has ammunition loaded in the chamber, or is it cocked? While not optimal, possibly the gun owner might not remember in what state they last left the handgun. So that's a really phenomenal question to cover an important piece of safety with firearms. So rule number one in my book of firearm safety is that all guns are always loaded. You should treat them as such. So first off with that, the muzzle should always be in the safe direction all the time. From there, the best way to check to ensure that a firearm is or is not loaded is to simply execute a press check. Press check is very simple. It's basically a half cycle of the slide, meaning that you are not fully cycling the slide to the rear and ejecting a round in there if there is a round in there. You're simply popping the chamber open far enough to see into the chamber and inspect it and see if there's a round in the chamber. So there's a few different ways to execute a press check. Generally what I do is I make a L shape with my hand, the gun pointed in a safe direction. I'm going to simply wrap my hand and thumb over the top of the slide, and I'm going to look into the top of the slide, and I'm going to simply rock the gun back slightly and pull that slide back just a little bit. So right now I've got it back about probably half an inch or so, and I can see that the gun is in fact clear. Again, rule number one still applies though. All firearms are always loaded. Treat them accordingly. The press check also applies to pistol caliber setups that aren't entirely handguns or rifles. We've also got rifles here as well. You can press check an AR as well. So if I pick this guy up and I want to check and see if it's loaded, all I got to do is simply look at the chamber and pull the charging handle back slightly to look inside and see if it's loaded. The last part I'll touch on, doing gunsmithing here and all of that good stuff, is that a lot of firearms will have what we call loaded chamber indicators, and that's a mechanical feature that is present on some handguns where if there's a round in the chamber, there's a little mechanical flag that'll stick up or something will protrude out of the side of the gun. For example, on this Glock 34 right here, the extractor is intended to also act as a loaded chamber indicator. When the gun is loaded, there's a little nub on the extractor that protrudes out from the side of the slide, so you can simply touch the side of the slide and feel to see, feel if the gun's loaded or not. I don't trust those. That's a mechanical safety, which in my book is just outright not something you should rely on. So you should always rely on the press check and not loaded chamber indicators or any of those cool little gadgets on your gun. So the best thing you can rely on are your two eyes, and if you can't see, let's say it's dark out, you can always press check and stick a finger into the chamber to feel physically if there's a cartridge in there or not. Thank you for the question. I do appreciate it. That brought up a really good set of points to talk about and make a video about. Have a great one, and if you have any questions, by all means look us up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Give us a call, 913-432-0050. Have a great day.